This lecture is on preferred stock. Now, the goals of this unit are just describe the features of preferred stock and try to place preferred stock as to how it stands compared to common stock and debt. It has features that are similar to each, although we consider it equity on our balance sheet. We're going to work on pricing preferred stock, and then we'll do an example to close out the unit. Preferred stock is considered equity on the balance sheet. It is equity because there's no maturity date on it. So if you own a share of preferred stock, you could own it and pass it down from generation to generation. With preferred stock, you don't get voting rights, but you do get a set dividend. The dividend is often like an interest payment that a bond would pay. It's set in dollar amount and it has set payment periods. Typically it's quarterly. But like common equity, there's no endpoint or no maturity date. So you could get the same dividend for preferred stock every quarter, indefinitely. Preferred stock has no voting rights, so it's like debt in that regard. You can get voting rights, however, if the firm fails to pay their required dividend. So keep in mind how this is different from common stock. Common stock, you don't have to get a dividend. Preferred stock, you do. The most common issuers of preferred stock are typically utility companies, and even for them it's a small portion of their financing. To value preferred stock, we need to think back to our time value of money unit and think of a perpetuity. If you recall, a perpetuity was a repeated cash flow that went on forever. With preferred stock, our cash flow is the dividend you receive, and we receive that dividend every quarter, forever. The formula shown below, the price in a preferred stock is fairly simple. It's just the dividend you receive divided by the return you require to hold the investment. For example, Atlas Corporation, $7.25 preferred stock, pays its dividends at the end of the year. What's the value of the stock, assuming we require a 12% annual return? The solution here is fairly straightforward. We just take the annual dividend of $7.25 and divide by the required return of 12%. Now notice when we solve this by hand, we convert our percentage to a decimal, and that is preferred stock.